Right. So why don't you give us like a short introduction?
My name is Ariel Messam. I am 20 years old. Um, I currently live in Atlanta, and I moved here when I was 18 from New York City. I'm currently a commercial rated pilot, and my end goal is to be an airline pilot, hopefully with Delta, because right now I do aircraft maintenance with Delta, and I think it's the coolest thing in the world.
You're living my dream right now, because that's also what I'm trying to do. Although I don't have my AMP certification yet,
Mhm.
I just finished up my airframe and power plant written.
All
I
right,
just need to schedule for my practicals right now and just study up, you know.
that's awesome, dude.
So, what inspired you to stay in this aviation industry?
At first, I was 14 when I took my first flight. And, after being in control of an airplane, it changes you. It makes you think, like, I didn't know I can do this. Like, this
Hmm.
is my future. So that was up in Minnesota, actually, in 2019. So when I got back to New York, I started flight training. And not immediately because it was really expensive, but
Hmm.
after some time and doing ground school and showing my family that I'm committed, we kind of got there.
So that was good. So the first flight basically propelled you to stay within this realm.
Yes.
Great.
It
Uh,
continued with aviation high school though, like being introduced to the maintenance side of things and
mhm.
really how aircraft operate.
So the practical portion and the hands-on work, it reinforced what you already experienced prior.
Yes.
Got it. When you were young, what did aviation or airplane in general, how did it look to you? Do you see people like you in that space or?
When I was younger,
Yeah.
honestly, aircraft they were just like birds, just something that flies over. You don't think about it too much. Um, I didn't really see anyone like me. I didn't fly that often when I was younger. So, if I did see someone that was like me, I wasn't paying attention to it. But
I see.
into the industry, no, I haven't. Now I am because I feel like I'm looking for them. So I tend to see them more. It's kind of like a car, a nice car. You don't think about it too much until that's the car you want, and all of a sudden you're seeing it all the time.
When I first took my first flight, that was when I first came to America actually, and I was scared out of my life. I was very timid. Now, I took a couple flights commercially and in general aviation, and it's very fun. It's a very different experience from like even if it's like if you're going 100 miles an hour in a car, it's very different going on an aircraft, even if it's a helicopter. You feel that excitement. It
I
never goes away.
mm-hmm.
Is there anyone in your life who supported or influenced your journey?
Yes, it actually started the flying aspect. Started with my brother. Anything that I showed interest in or kind of talked about when I was younger, he went and found these programs that could help me explore the type of things that I like to do and what, my passion is. Prior to aviation, it was architecture. So he sent me to this architecture camp in Manhattan, and it was the greatest thing ever until airplanes came around. Yeah, my oldest brother, Andre. Secondly, I have mentors. I think mentors are really important in life. One, because they walk the path that you want to be on, and it makes things a little bit easier, to have some guidance. And
Anyone who has experience and they know the ups and downs and they could guide you through those challenges.
yeah, so hopefully you have I guess, better experience than they did, more solved out.
They don't want to make the same mistake they did, so they want to fix that with you.
Exactly.
We see that only 9% of US pilots are women, according to FAA data 2023, correct?
Mhm.
So, and I found out that black women only makes up less than 1% of the pilots, in the US. So
Hmm.
your presence in the field is really remarkable. So it's a very big achievement that you should be really proud of. And I'm excited to see how far you go.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Let's talk about your training and certification. What was training like for you? Were there any moments you felt like dropping off, or how did you push through these challenges?
Yeah, so training was not easy at all. I think the biggest caveat we have in flight training and why people give up is the financial aspect. It is very, very expensive, depending on the flight school you go to. But I use, my maintenance experience to help me now with that so that it's not as expensive paying by the hour. You'd exchange your maintenance work for flight time. The commute because I lived in Jamaica, Queens, the commute from there to Farmingdale, New York, every day after school, it definitely took a toll. I got home late and then I had to go to school the next day. And
We can see that in a study from 2021 that usually to gain your certificate, it takes up to $80,000,
yeah,
which is quite a lot. And now, since you have a contract with Delta, which can help pay at least a portion of that, which is really great. Do you think this can be a flaw in this industry, that anyone who wants to get into getting their pilot license or maintenance or anything like that, it can be very costly upfront?
yeah, it depends the route you go to. Like right now I'm doing the rest of my training through college, so I took out a loan and the return on investment is going to be great. So I figured, make the sacrifice now and, the money will come back around, but you just got to get there first.
Definitely. It's a long-term investment, which it might look falling short now, but later in 15, 30 years, it will hopefully give you financial freedom.
I think the other difficult part of my training was just having that emotional support. My family, they're not pilots, so they didn't really understand why I'm never home, why I'm missing holidays, why I'm not spending time with them. But it would have been better for me if they did try to understand that. I mean, now they do because they see how much it's paid off.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning days, them getting upset because I wasn't able to do stuff with them kind of hurt. I felt like I wasn't seen.
At first, they were hesitant about you in this career path. Now they're supporting you. And how did you feel after you earned your certification? The initial emotion?
After the first one, it was a huge relief, but I knew that it wasn't over. Because to become an airline pilot, you need about 5 certifications. I have 3 right now, and I'm working on my multi-engine. 2 more to go, and I'm about $62,000 in debt. After the first one, it felt great, but after the second one and the third one, I don't really feel it because I'm not there yet. It's just like another part of the process.
So how has your identity shaped your experience in the aviation world? Did you get any pressure specifically, or it was just the second nature to you?
Race-wise, not really. It's more of like a sex thing. I think a lot of the guys, they joke about it, which is, it's fine because I grew up with brothers. I went to aviation high school. It's mostly all men there. I wasn't expecting anything different when it comes to my future career. But they'll slide jokes here and there. Me personally, it doesn't bother me personally because I think you have to be tough walking into these places.
Mm-hmm. Your skills and your knowledge outweighs whatever you have in your background.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And I've had my old flight instructor, she's a girl, and she flies for Envoy, and she tells me, some of the things they say, but she's like, it doesn't matter because I fly good.
Correct, right. There's no discrimination or anything of that sort, so which is fantastic.
But I think just me being me has helped a lot. People love my personality and they love my story, my background, what I'm doing, where I want to go. It's just inspiring, and I just love seeing people's reaction after I tell them.
Yeah, when I first heard about you, I was inspired myself, and at first I didn't know that you were even in my class, which was pretty interesting.
I knew you were in my class. At first, when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, we went to school together.
Yeah. Do you think anyone misunderstands you when you first became a pilot at such a young age?
Oh yeah, many people. When I told them, they said, "Huh, no way!" And then I pull out the license. They see the videos on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, okay, she wasn't joking. This is not a joke."
Right. And I'm guessing you don't want to take it as a joke because this is very hard to achieve, even if it's only your first license. And then to get your third and your second, which is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hardest one was when my family didn't like. They thought I was joking.
Even amongst your own family members, you had some criticism.
Yeah, I think I was serious, like at all. Because if a kid says they want to be a doctor or a firefighter, they're like, okay, yeah, we can work towards that. But what kid just comes and says, hey, I want to be a pilot, especially if there's no pilot already in the family?
I see. Very good. For your future and vision, what message do you want to give to young women who may never seen a pilot who looks like them?
I would say treat everyone as if they want to learn from your experiences, even if you aren't far along or you haven't done much yourself. If you just keep an open mind and willingness to help others, you'd reach so far. And that's exactly what I've done, and I'd say is one of the biggest things that helped me, because nobody likes a closed-minded person, and I think that's probably one of the key factors that I use, and I tell other people to use too.
Do you think you met those people during your maintenance training at Aviation High School? People and the mentorship that you received from those teachers?
From teachers, yes. I can name a few, actually. Mr. Nair, I don't know if you remember him.
Yes, I have him. He really intimidated me at first, but he's a really great teacher. I learned so much from him.
I actually wrote him a letter, and I said I didn't really like him at first because of how he made himself be perceived. But then I realized he wants the best from us, and he's actually a pilot as well. We just connected so much, and he's helped me with kind of the mindset I have going into the industry. I look up to him a lot. Him, Mr. Gaskin, Streppo, Mr. Cubillos, all those guys are amazing.
They're a great influence on giving insights and valuable information and how to follow through these guidelines. And what are your goals for the next few years?
This year, I plan on getting my multi-engine and certified flight instructor license.
Okay.
And hopefully reach around 600, 700 hours. I currently have 400 right now. It varies, but I'd say out of the month, 30 hours.
Wow, that's still a lot.
I feel like it's nothing, really.
You're so used to it that that's almost nothing at this point.
Yeah, I need to be flying 75 hours a month in order to reach the goal, but we'll get there slowly but surely. I mean, the faster I get there,
You're going to think the journey is almost over, but there's so much more to learn in between.
Oh yeah, even when you become an airline pilot, you get tested every year. Take a check ride every year. So you're gonna have to keep studying, making sure you're on top of your game. And if you want to fly a new plane, it's a whole nother test, a whole nother written, a whole nother oral, a whole nother practical. So
wow.
It never ends, but we just want to get the baseline.
Yeah, I mean, you are handling all those souls on board, so might as well do your job properly and make sure everything is safe and secure.
Thank you, Ariel, so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the airlines again.